Well, after over a decade, it looks like Ninja Gaiden is finally back in full swing, with not only the Master Collection being released a few years ago, but we've also got confirmation of a fourth entry in the series and Ninja Gaiden 2 Black just released. Now, as someone who's played through each and every game and version in the series multiple times, I thought I'd give my thoughts on this updated version. Despite being released on the original Xbox all the way back in 2004, Ninja Gaiden Black is still considered by many to be not only the best version of Ninja Gaiden 1, but also the best game in the entire franchise. So, it goes without saying that this new version of Ninja Gaiden 2 has quite a lot to live up to. Right off the bat, it pains me to say that this game is missing one of the most critical features in the entire series. There are no more motion-controlled jiggle physics. 0 out of 10, give me my money back right now. Visually, Ninja Gaiden 2 Black is a massive leap over its predecessors, and they really did a good job of revamping the aesthetic while still preserving the original game's art style. The updated character models and visual effects look great, and I was really amazed at how good some of the environments looked. They've also updated the game's UI, and it all made me feel like I was re-experiencing Ninja Gaiden 2 for the first time, which I really think is one of the strongest parts about this game. There were, however, a few instances of texture pop-in, especially during the cutscenes. I also noticed that the blood effects don't wash out in the water like they did in previous versions. This is totally minor, and I feel like most people probably wouldn't even notice this, but I did! I did also experience the occasional dip in the frame rate and some lag. I'm playing this on a PC with an RTX 4060, so your experience might be different from mine. There are some settings you can play around with to smooth things out if needed, but I do wish there were more specific settings like model and texture quality. Still, these issues were very minor, and I'm only bringing them up because the gameplay is very fast-paced, so any dip in the frame rate, no matter how minor it is, does become a lot more noticeable than it might be with other titles. As for the gameplay itself, I would say it's almost identical to Sigma 2, with a few tweaks here and there to make it feel more like the original Xbox 360 version. This may or may not make people upset since opinions on Sigma 2 are pretty divided. I believe the developers mentioned before that the original code for Ninja Gaiden 1 and 2 is long gone, so they had to use the Sigma versions when they released the Master Collection, and that's likely what's going on here too. Like Ninja Gaiden Sigma 2, you still can't charge your attacks with the bow, and the Lives of the Thousand Gods pickups are immediately activated and don't refill your health. Combat-wise, I feel like they might have improved the enemy AI a little bit, and it does feel like it might just be a tad more difficult than the Sigma version, but I don't know, maybe I'm just not good at this game anymore. They've also added gore back into the game to make it more like the 360 version, which helps a lot, and I don't even know why they thought it was a good idea to remove it in the first place. They also removed some of the extra boss fights that were in the Sigma version, while keeping the playable sections with Momiji, Ayane, and Rachel in. What do you guys think about these sections? I can see how some people might prefer just playing as Ryu like in the original, but I thought they were fine and added some nice variety to the gameplay. There's also the wave-based tag mission mode, which is pretty fun, but it would have been nice if they added some sort of multiplayer component to it, even though I know the original didn't have it. The soundtrack is also identical to the original, and so is the voice acting. And I did notice a few instances where the sound effects would cut out at times. But for the most part, the whole experience feels very familiar. So is the game worth $50? Well, I think so. I'm very happy that they released it for $50 instead of $80 like certain other developers who keep releasing the same game all the time. The overhauled graphics are definitely a welcome improvement, and I do think the game is a great balance between the original and Sigma versions. Ninja Gaiden 2 is one of my favorite games, and it's been a lot of fun replaying it in a different way. And if you're someone who's like me, who's played all of these games for many years and always comes back to them every so often, I have a feeling this is going to be the version of Ninja Gaiden 2 that you're going to come back to from now on. However, if you're new to these games and just looking to get into the series, I think the Master Collection might be the best value for you, since it is the most convenient way to experience all three games, and you can probably find it on sale at a decent price since it's already a few years old. I hope that helps any of you who were considering picking this up, and if you enjoyed this video, please leave a like and subscribe to my channel, and be sure to let me know what your favorite Ninja Gaiden game is, and I'll see you in the next video. Have a good one.